Hello to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. To the new subscribers that have subscribed to the YouTube channel, thank you very much. I do much appreciate it. And if you are enjoying my content, please make sure you are letting me know in the comments box below. Guys, this is my Premier League prediction, my score predictions for match week 3. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at last week's fixtures, and then obviously we are going to go through this week's fixtures. So Saturday's fixtures for last week was Arsenal versus Burnley, and Arsenal picked up another 3 points, which is good. Obviously, you know, we had a tough side against Burnley, very physical side, but we managed to get the 3 points again. Now we're going to move to the Aston Villa and Bournemouth game. Now, that game ended up 2-1 to Bournemouth. Then we go to Brighton and West Ham. That game ended up with a draw, which was 1-1. Then we move to the Everton versus Watford game. And surprisingly, again, Watford actually lost again. Everton managed to win the game with a 1-0 win. Didn't really see Alex Iwobi for Everton. Wasn't even in the starting lineup again. And obviously Watford, you know, Danny Welbeck came on for them. And, you know, Watford still lost the game. You know, that's two weeks in a row now that Watford have lost both games. Then we go to the next game, which was Norwich versus Newcastle. And Norwich got their first win and won quite comfortably 3-1 against Newcastle. Then the next game was Southampton versus Liverpool. And that game went to Liverpool's way and it ended up 2-1. Then we went to Man City versus Tottenham, which was the last game on Saturday. And that game ended up with a 2-2 draw. Now, the talking point of that game was the VAR decision. I personally don't think it was a handball. Personally, but it is what it is. The way I'm looking at VAR, what they should do is that I reckon VAR should only be used for penalty decisions, and obviously, you know, straight red cards and maybe offsides. Now, guys, we're going to move into Sunday's fixtures. That was last week, and the Sunday fixture was Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace. And shockingly, another promoted team, Sheffield United, actually got their first 3 points, which that ended up 1-0. The last game on Sunday, which was Chelsea versus Leicester. And shockingly again, Chelsea did not get their first win, and it ended up a 1-1 draw. For the Chelsea, you know, Frank Lampard is finding it very tough at the minute to get his first win as Chelsea boss. So they probably might this week, you never know. And the last game on the Monday, which was Wolves versus Man United, and that ended up with a 1-1 draw as well. I think the talking point of that was the racial abuse that Paul Pogba got. I think racism, it should be kicked out of football completely. That's what I think. But yeah, that ended up with a 1-1 draw. So guys, we are now going to go into this week's, and I'm going to give you my score predictions. But first, let's run through the fixtures. So there's only one game on Friday, and that is Aston Villa versus Everton. Saturday's fixtures, which is Norwich versus Chelsea, Brighton versus Southampton, Man United versus Crystal Palace, Sheffield United versus Leicester, Watford versus West Ham, Liverpool versus Arsenal. That's a big one for us, definitely. And Sunday's fixtures, which is Bournemouth versus Man City, Tottenham versus Newcastle, and Wolves versus Burnley. Right, so guys, I'm now going to give you my score predictions of this week and what I think the score will possibly be. So Friday, Aston Villa against Everton. Now, as we know that last time out, Aston Villa actually lost 2-1. Everton got their 1-0 win against Watford. So I'm going to go with a Everton win, and I'm going to go Everton 2-0. I'm going to go to Saturday, the first game, which is Norwich versus Chelsea. Now, I don't know exactly where the 3 points are going to come from Chelsea at the moment. Obviously, you know, they're not, as I said in my previews before, I don't think Chelsea are going to be as good as they was last season. I reckon this game be a draw, to be honest. I'm going to take a 1-1 draw for Chelsea and Norwich. Brighton versus Southampton is the next game. And I reckon this could go one way as well. And I'm going to go with a Brighton win against Southampton. I'm going to go Brighton 2-1. I go Brighton 2-1. The next game, Man United versus Crystal Palace. I reckon this could go one way. Could go Man United's way possibly. I'm going to go Man United 2-1. The next game, which is Sheffield United versus Leicester. I'm actually going to take a draw in this one, and I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Watford against West Ham. This should be interesting. Is Watford actually going to lose 3 games in a row? But my score prediction for this game, I'm actually going to go with a West Ham 2-1. The last game on Saturday, Liverpool versus Arsenal. Now, I was going to wait for you to actually go and watch my preview tomorrow. But I might as well give the prediction now while I'm here. I would be happy with that, a draw. But my heart is telling me I reckon that we could snatch a win here. I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1. We're going to move into the last day, which is Sunday. It's Bournemouth versus Man City. And I can only see one way for this one, and it is a Man City win. So I'm going to go Man City 3-0. The next game is Tottenham versus Newcastle, and I only see this game one way as well. I'm going to go with a Tottenham win, as much as I don't want to. But I'm actually going to go Tottenham 3-1. The last game of this week is Wolves versus Burnley, and I reckon that Wolves could possibly get 3 points here. But even though Burnley are a very, very tough and physical side, so they're not really going to take any crap. So, and if you also think about it, Wolves are actually quite a tough side as well. So it could be even between them. So I'm actually going to go with a draw for that game, and I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. So guys, that is my predictions for this week. Let me know in the comments below of your score predictions if you agree with mine. And let me know what your score predictions are going to be for this week's games. Guys, if you are new around here, make sure you are smashing that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you're leaving your comments below, and make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you do not miss another upload. Guys, until my preview tomorrow, I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.